All right, so the things we know as humans, very little. Yeah, we have smartphones. Yes, we have 4K cameras, 8K, all this great technology. But the amount of discoveries and understanding that human beings have came up with or discovered is very small. Number one, we do not know how to travel in light years. We don't know everything about physics. I'm saying we as in humanity. You are part of this humanity. Don't think that you're not important in this world. One of the things is that we feel like, oh, it's up to scientists or it's up to people that are educated to make discoveries and invent things. Well, that's just straight dumb. I was going to say something else, but I want this to be PG. That kind of thinking is very not good for humanity. You can make discoveries and you can make inventions. There's nothing stopping you from being an innovator and inventing things. Now, we have smartphones and all that crap. Big, wow. They are pretty amazing. But that is just developed photography. That's what basically it is. Developed photography, developed sound, and developed communication. That's basically what they worked on with that shit. Technology with computers is great. They built up on that. They built on the telephone. They built on the camera, and they built on the television. So they built up on that technology, they put it together, and now we have smartphones. That's great. But there's so many things we don't know, so many things we don't have yet. Like things that you don't even need to say what we don't have. You have to invent it. I can't say, oh, we don't have a flying car, so invent it. No, you could create something else. You could create a teleporting car. We don't have that. Humanity is working on fusion technology, which will take us away from nuclear electricity. So, what I'm trying to say is that there's so many things that we can discover and make and invent and create. You don't have to be a scientist to do it. You just need to be an innovator. You need to invent and be creative and think of things that we would love to have. Right now we have cars, right? But what if we have something that picks you up from your house and then transports you to where you want to go? Or what if we have like something that transports what we need to us automatically, without us moving so much of our body, making humanity a lot easier? What kind of innovations will make humanity, what would make our lives easier? I know we have cars, right? If you consider walking 10 minutes, if you walk for an hour, that's the same as driving for 5 minutes. You can reach an hour's worth of walk with 5 minutes worth of driving. So you see, the human body can't even compete with a car. But we all know that we have vehicles, and if we want to get somewhere, sometimes it takes about 30 to 40 minutes to get somewhere pretty far. But what if they invented a technology where they could get people there in 1 or 2 minutes? That would make our lives a lot better. We will have more time for ourselves, and people will pay a premium for that 40 to 50 minute wait that people wait for, because time is money and people pay for time as money. Now, we all like fast food, right? But we wait like 5-10 minutes to get our fast food. What if they invented something that gets our food quicker, or something that's just connected to our home? What if we have restaurants connected to our houses, and then whenever we want something, it could just come to our house real quick? And I'm not talking about like DoorDash or Uber Eats. I'm talking about a faster way to deliver food to people instantly. If you want something, if you're in your home and you want some fast food, you don't have to get out into your car and go get the food. You could actually, if someone developed a system just like they did with plumbing. See, back in the days, back early when they came up with plumbing, someone said, you know what? Actually, this is pretty cool right here. This is about thinking about the future and making things better. All right. We have plumbing inside our houses, right? That's because someone said, you know what? What if I don't want to go all the way to the river and get water? I'm gonna make a plumbing system where you just tap into this main line, and any pipe that goes through this main line is gonna get water. Someone thought of that 200 or 300 years ago. Who knows how long it was? But thank God, or whatever deity you believe in, even if you want to believe in science, thank science. I don't know what it was, but thank that guy for thinking about putting plumbing on the ground. Because there's countries in this world that do not have plumbing. And they still don't have plumbing, and they don't even think about putting plumbing in their homes. They're so underdeveloped, not knowing that, you know what, they are in charge of their own country. They should start putting plumbing and electricity and gas in their own houses. Now, we did this with electricity, we did this with plumbing, and we did this with gas lines. Now, what if we did another one for food and groceries? Now, right now, you'd be like, oh, if you had a pipeline for food and groceries, that'll be stupid. But what if we had a pipeline for parcel, right? Instead of you going, because we're starting to use parcel services more often now. So no one has ever thought about creating a parcel pipeline. I mean, come on, there's how many millions of homes are there? Could you imagine if you had that parcel pipeline and people paid you for that parcel pipeline? You'll get money like crazy. Especially one where you can put it in a parcel in a route, and instead of going to the post office, it goes directly to the address that you need it to go to. That'll be even better. And you charge for the shipping and everything like that. Now, there's an old parcel pipeline, very old and ancient. It's called the fucking mailbox. You could put something in your mailbox and ship it, and then it'll go somewhere. But it's a really old way of doing things, and you have to wait for the mailman to get there, and you don't want to wait all day. You want your shit delivered quick. So sometimes you go to the post office. And you ship the package yourself so that it can arrive quicker. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hopefully I edit that shit out. I doubt I will, but... So that's what I'm saying, is that, you know what? No one's stopping you from thinking big, from saying, you know what, I want a parcel pipeline, or I want to create a fucking technology. No one is stopping you from being huge in this world. Now, I never thought of innovating anything. My main goal was to help the poor, but I really do not know how to help them. And I don't even think there's a solution to help the poor, because most of the problem is that they're mentally ill. So how do you help someone that's mentally ill? I know it has nothing to do with technology, but what I'm saying is that, you know what, we could, if people that are innovating things, you can start innovating shit. There's a guy that's starting to make electronic roadways. So where, like, instead of walking, you could just every road is electrical. So once fusion technology comes and electricity is cheaper, we're going to depend on electricity more. So in about 10 to 20 years, when there's fusion technology, electricity is almost going to be free. Almost free. Right now it's pretty fucking free, because for 1,000 kilowatt hours it's only like 20 cents. And that means you could have a light bulb on for 10 hours and it only costs you like 20 cents. So that's not too bad. So once fusion technology comes, we're going to be dependent more on electricity, and electricity is going to start doing the jobs of humans. We need to know that, you know what, most people, we really have no leaders in this world, bro. Like, I'm trying to lead here. I'm trying to show people, you know what, we don't need to get a regular job. We don't need to just worry about ourselves. You could be thinking about the future. You can actually be an innovator and invent something and actually put some real work into it. You don't necessarily have to work at Amazon for the rest of your life. And I wouldn't even recommend working for that shitty ass company. Yeah, Amazon creates jobs, but they create slave labor jobs. And I said in my videos that for you to make a living, you need to make 3 times the minimum wage. And you can't be burning yourself out. See, this is the problem with those companies that really milk your labor. They make you work physically 8 hours a day, constantly. And in 2 years, you just burned yourself out. You did the labor of 10 years in those 2 years. And they only paid you 1/3 of the minimum wage. I'm going to make a video of why you should not work minimum wage in another one. I'll probably do it right after this. But what I'm saying right now is that you need to get an innovation. You need to get an innovation. You need to be an innovator if you want to. There's a lot of problems in the world, and you can solve them.